Hi, this video is for the Supra. This happens to be the model SS type dial combination lock boxes that you see a lot of realtors use. And I'm going to show you how to change the combination and also how to put the spindles together down in the bottom if you happen to take those apart. What we have to do first is remove the 3 screws. Okay, and we'll remove the last screw here. Now when we take the screw out, what we need to do is take out the cover, remove the top cover, and that's where we get into the combination wheels. The way the combination wheels, this is the spindle in the middle. You don't need to take that out to change the combination. So we pull out one of the wheels that has the combinations. Then you have a retaining clip that needs to come out as well. Take out the next wheel. And then another retaining clip will come out. Now the last wheel you kind of have to jiggle out, and you can reach from the bottom once it starts coming out and peel it up so it doesn't hit them little teeth. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pull the last wheel out here, get it around the teeth there. Now we have a spindle. Now what I did, unfortunately, when I went to change mine is I took this all apart not knowing that those wheels would just come out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw right here in front of us, and I'll show you how the spindle goes back together. It's very important how it goes back together. Okay, it helps if you clip the back side here with your fingers so it doesn't spin on you. We remove the screw there. Now there's 3 spindles. There's 3 little wheels in here. The first one has a square hole, and it has an indentation on the back side of it. Okay, and then so that wheel comes off, and then there's the little washer that was on here. This little washer comes off, and you can see that the little washer has a protrusion sticking out from it. And I'll show you that. There it is. Alright, then the next wheel comes out. Now this is like the first one. It has a indentation in the back, but it's round. The hole is round. That's important. So the next one. Now the 2 little washers that come out, they're the same. It doesn't matter which one goes with which wheel. Now the third wheel, if you look at the bottom, does not have an indentation on the bottom. That's so it can turn smoothly on the bottom. So if you've taken it apart and now you need to put these little spindle wheels back in, take the first one that's smooth on the bottom and drop it down inside there, and it should turn freely. The next one, what you'll want to do is you'll want to take the wheel, and you see how it has an indentation. Well, you take the retainer clip, or the little washer clip here. You have to make sure that the part that's protruding down goes inside that indentation. So it just clicks right down in there, and it should spin back and forth about a little less than 1/4 of an inch. Now if you pinch it, you don't want that to fall apart, then you'll just stick it right over and right down onto the wheel. Now the last one, it's important. You see that this is square. And since this wheel here is square, it can go on in 4 different directions. North, south, east, or west. So it's important that we line up the arrow on here with the A on the dial. So make sure you don't drop your dial out. Hold these, turn it over, and make sure your A is at the top. Pinch it. Make sure you're holding on to it still. Now you can see that being square now, that its A is right at the top. That's how I'll want this piece here to go on. So I'll get my indentation here. I'll get my washer. I'll drop that right down inside there. Now on these little washers, they have a little nib that sticks up, and that's what catches as the dial turns. So we have it turned to A. We'll want to put that on there, holding on. Now if the washer drops and is out of that little recessed area, it will not turn after you put the screw in, so make sure. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the screw back in. Okay, after you get the screw back in, just make it snug. It doesn't have to be really tight. Just go ahead and make sure that the turns freely. That's what you want to do. Now for setting up the combinations, we'll want to, as you're looking at the little black wheels, you'll want to have them spinning counterclockwise as you can see them. Spin them together till they all catch, and then you'll see that the little knobs are all lined up. Point them up. Now take your first of the combination wheels, and it doesn't matter which one, and just pick a letter that you would like to use. I'll use a G. And make sure it goes all the way down there. And the third little tab, the first one on the far bottom, should be in between the groove. Then a retainer clip goes on. Okay, the next one, you can see that these have little grooves by the letters in each one. So the little tabs that stick out is where you'll want to have them grab onto the letter. So I'll take another letter here. We'll use O. There's O. I'll put another retainer clip on. Actually, I'll put it on right. And the third wheel, we'll just pick and we'll use a D. And just line them up with the arrows. So each arrow should be each little nib on each wheel should be lined into the letter. So now we'll just pick up our case. We'll put our case back on, and I'll put the 3 screws back in. Okay, and we'll get our last screw in here. Now, when we go to set the combination, it should just turn freely. Okay, now I'll show you how to do the proper combination to be able to get these open. Okay, so when you're going to put the combination in, you want to spin it clockwise several times. Come to your first letter, which happens to be G. Now when you return in the counterclockwise position, you got to go past the O. Here's we went past it. And we'll come back around again, and we will stop on O. And then we'll go back to the clockwise position till we hit the D. And there we go. And your lock should work perfect. I hope this helps you. There was a good video on showing me how to change the combination, but not how to get the spindles back together, so that's why I made it. Alright, thanks. Have a good day, and God bless.